forever. So they're figuring something out, I'm sure.
Yep.
He fits in well with Marvel. He's fit in well with the Guardians or Galactus. Or, I think in one of the Marvel comics, Galactus invades his planet and tries to destroy his planet.
That's pretty interesting.
But that's my thing, man. I love the character. I've been, I don't know how else to get them to notice that, I have an idea. I don't know if they're gonna listen to an idea from some Joe Schmo,
No, what's gonna happen. You keep on contacting them and see what's going on.
Every time I do, they just say, if you have problems with our product, please contact me. Like, no, it's not what I'm after.
You can always contact IDW. Maybe they can use that idea.
They're just the comics. I think it's Paramount that actually is in charge of the movies. Getting someone from Paramount to listen to me is like, yeah, right. And that's not even an agent. I know it was for me.
Yeah, that's true.
You think about Paramount, they own nothing.
Barry? Wow.
Remember him?
Yeah. Wonder if they're doing a new that by Duckman.
Please don't. It would have to be very R-rated. It would have to be a very dark.
Is it the Howard or Duck?
I have a weird fascination with duck and bird characters. I don't know why. Foghorn Leghorn, Duckman, even the Roadrunner. A lot of characters I love are just of the aviary variety. Can't explain it.
I don't know.
I like animal characters that act like humans. Like Brian from Family Guy was always my favorite. Just why does he always have a martini?
Because it's that hard.
But it's I don't know. I could go on about that Space Knight forever. I have a pile of comics that I've collected from the basement of Big B Comics. I don't know. That's where I stand on it.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So, if the movie happens, you want to be like the origin story about him becoming a Space Knight, or you want me to be like a robot?
I'd rather him just be a robot, like maybe something created on his home planet, like maybe one of the original, like maybe he's one of the originals that was created on his home planet. Like he was one of the first to be created as part of like some Space Knight program. Yeah, they build them to protect the planet, and then when they realize these things are overrunning, they start making more. He's kind of the leader. I know there are other Space Knights in the comics. There's like a blue one and red one, and then there's even, I think in the comics he has a girlfriend, and he like leaves her behind to become the Space Knight. Yeah. There's a lot you could pick from, like anything in the comics. Most comics, there's about 10 million different origin stories for every character. There's a lot to pick from. I'm not picky. I just know it's going to be part of a universe, because that's what everyone's doing. Instead of just making, for me, it would just be a standalone thing that would end. It would have a definite end to it. It wouldn't keep going and saying, oh, here's G.I. Joe this week, and now he's going to join. It would be about him alone, and it would just involve these weird aliens that attack. It wouldn't involve anyone else. Because he can't use Marvel characters, because he's not a part of Marvel. So, I mean, the idea of using Galactus is tempting, but he can't, because Marvel.
Yeah.
Another character that's just fascinating to me is like Galactus and the Silver Surfer. Someone's got to explore their relationship on screen. It's fascinating.
They did try Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four movie.
Fantastic Four movies? Where Galactus was like a big clown. Yeah, let's not go there.
I don't know what it'll be called. It's rumored that they are going to do a Silver Surfer movie. But with, this happened, COVID-19, I don't think it happened now.
There's something about that relationship that's like, I read that when they created those two, they thought of it as God and the devil. Apparently, they used the Bible as when they created those two, and it's like it's a weird relationship. Like they're 1 minute they're together, then he like banishes Silver Surfer, and he's not his herald anymore. The Fantastic Four cartoon from the '90s does a brilliant job of exploring it.
Yep. Have you ever watched the old Silver Surfer cartoon?
I've tried, and it's not the greatest cartoon, but it's on Disney Plus. I've seen a good chunk of it. Yeah.
You basically know
I know how it actually became the Surfer, and Galactus took all of his memories away.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
I know when that cartoon was going, there's a cheesy promo from Fox where the Silver Surfer meets Hank Hill.
Yeah, I know. You post on Facebook.
And Hank Hill calls him Mr. Surfer.
Yeah.
It's to me, there's so many characters that they're far more fascinating than the characters that there's a lot better that the studios choose to explore, which I guess is just based on money because that's what Hollywood runs on. But I don't know if anyone would want to make a movie focused solely on Galactus and the Silver Surfer because it would have to take place out in space entirely and pretty much wouldn't involve humans of any kind. But you can go it is a weird relationship.
Yeah.
Some gotta find the right voice. Someone who has that deep voice that can pull it off. James Earl Jones could be Galactus' voice, but I think he's like really sick. I don't think he's doing much acting at all anymore.
Oh, really?
They used to do The Lion King there. When they remade The Lion King, they said he agreed to do that because it meant a lot to them that he would be part of it. But you can even tell listening to him in the movie. His voice isn't the same. It's good. What bothered me is the mouth. The mouth movements just look like they're not saying the words. It looks like their mouth is just moving. Like an old Godzilla movie where they're just dubbed.
Talking about old Godzilla movie. Let's go back to you talking about Godzilla versus Kong. That was a very old movie. You know that, right? For years ago.
I've seen a lot of those old Godzilla movies, and they're terrible. But they're logically, how do they meet? Like, how's that possible?
In the old one, I think Kong that shows up because Godzilla was spraying his iron or something like that. It's been years since I saw it. Because Kong is set in the time. It was set in the same time that Godzilla was in the 80s, but they go to ancient iron, right? And we kind of like time stop there, and there was a giant ape there. So they brought it back.
I go watch it, but I don't think it's going to be very good. Okay, so they're fighting, and then what bothers me about this Godzilla is he's friendly with humans.
Yeah.
But he's a monster. He's not. How can he be friendly? He destroys stuff. That's why the only good thing about the '98 Godzilla is like he destroys everything. The rest of that movie's awful, but he destroys everything, including the humans.
Yeah, he's not very friendly with humans. He doesn't mean to be this giant monster, but that's who he is. It's the song called "Go Go Godzilla."
And I guess in King of the Monsters, he like defends them against the other monsters. It's like you can't reason with that thing. Clearly, not like it has a conscience. It's a fire-breathing monster. It's there to destroy things.
Oh, in the original one, the monster one, he kind of did defend humans, but he's more defending himself. Because the monsters are after him, because he's the king of the monsters.
According to Kong's Skull Island, that ape is king. I don't think Godzilla's king anymore.
True.
But as far as the original topic goes, that's where I stand.
So, Long the Space Knight is basically kind of like all the space stuff. His planet is attacked by something. He has to go save it. Is there anything different?
Started creating the story. They probably said, yeah, let's just, make it similar to Star Wars. A lot of ways it is. It's a giant space story. That's what they wanted. They wanted something about space. The thing about Star Wars is it's a story about family, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Parker brothers just like, yeah, we just want to capitalize on that money they're making off all these toys of a hairy guy and Darth Vader. And Parker Brothers said, let's just create some random robot that can travel through space. And then they licensed them to Marvel and it was off and running, but it didn't do good. It didn't sell. So they canceled it. And then he went back to his original publisher.
And now, IDW had the rights of it. Have you read any new books? Are they good or bad?
I haven't touched the newer ones, largely because I think Marvel still owns parts of it. Like, IDW probably relaunched it and probably twisted everything about it.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, they do have a partnership now doing Marvel Zone, but it's mostly like different stories about like Captain Marvel and Spider-Man and stuff like that. But maybe, I don't know. Just probably do one of the on Space Night.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah, be interesting to see what happens. I know that IDW did do a giant crossover of the heroes and comic books with G.I. Joe and stuff like that too. So if they do a movie, that probably happen as well. What do you think about that?
It's inevitable. They're gonna put them all together. I know in the more recent comics, Ron was accused of killing G.I. Joe, and he was like on trial, which is like, okay, you're just kind of forcing things when you go that far. He was like put on trial by the Micronauts, the Transformers. Like, sure, just make him a savage killer. I think he's frankly could be better than a lot of the heroes that are out there right now. It just needs a chance.
Yep. Same with Water Heroes, need a lot of chances. And Juan's one of the big ones for sure.
It goes by money, I guess. They just don't think he'll make any money. I do. And I'm not in charge of Paramount.
If Paramount does a movie, would the movie be good though? This is another question too.
I don't know. Paramount's pretty good. They're not terrible. It's not like Sony. It's just 21 Jump Street. Just haven't gotten past that.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. 21 Jump Street.
Anyone who sees this and has seen those 21 Jump Street movies and has seen the original TV show knows what I'm talking about. The original TV show, at least the first 2 or 3 seasons, is golden. The movies are trash.
Yeah, it's basically with Trips, Sean Tree and Butch. All that old shows came out in the 70s, 80s. They were great. So no one who is still great that is based on an old show from the time of Mission Impossible. That's it. Everything else is a spoof movie, a B movie, and it's kind of sad. The only one that I think was kind of good was I Spy, but that's it. One movie, not a big franchise like Mission Impossible has.
That's what happened with Jump Street. They turned it into a comedy and became like a spoof of itself.
Yep.
It's silly because the original show is great because it's about the concept is different. You know, they go undercover at high schools to find kids that are dealing drugs or whatever. And I think when Johnny Depp agreed to do the movie, he said they had to kill him because you don't want to be part of the series. What they did to them.
Yeah. Some European movie was funny and stuff, but there was funny moments in it, but the show is not funny. Like, they both have serious moments. Like, is this person gonna be okay?
Yeah, the Jump Street TV show was largely serious. It has comedy in it, but it's not. It was a crime show. It's one of the shows that put rocks on the back.
Yeah. And no one who's still going strong is the substance of Ghost. Yeah, it was insane.
I remember the one teacher at Mohawk telling me that when he saw the pilot for The Simpsons, he's like, I was sitting there watching that, he's like, this won't work. It's terrible. And yeah, well, they showed everyone.
Yeah. The thing is, a pirate for Simpsons.